likely to see today is that they're saying, okay, well, they're not saying toss the folks who are registering opposition to this are not saying toss the whole thing out completely, but they're saying that there's some things that come on that don't make sense, that some of these are punitive, and that you should be able to either reduce the number or dismiss that an issue, an increment here or there, or a tax that doesn't make sense. So basically saying rework this thing so that the people that we represent can then, live a little bit easier in the country. What is the likelihood that some of these arguments against some of the factors within this bill will actually be taken into consideration and then reworked? No. Because today is the 18th of June. This all should kick in by the 1st of July.
I think they want to finish it today.
How is that possible?
All indications are that this thing most likely. I mean, the reason why when the majority says that they want to. The majority side says they are proposing that we have a sitting today morning, and they say priority government business. What is that? I mean, it's I think, and then it's already in the order paper that the finance bill will actually be tabled for committee of the whole house. So you can imagine you finished debate yesterday, and it was finished prematurely.
Yeah.
I mean, the house had over 50 members queuing to contribute to this motion, and then one member wakes up, is very notorious for that, wakes up and says, and whatever article in the standing order, we ask that the mover be called to reply. That basically means stop debate, let's vote. And so we say no, let's continue the debate, because let's hear as many opinions as possible, so that by the time we get to the tail end and put it to a vote, Kenyans have had the different opinions. You can say your bit, we say our bit. But you see, when people are scared of the truth coming out, they will be in a rush to put the vote. Because you don't want people to hear the opinions, or at least I had over 20 members still queuing, waiting to give their version of their understanding of the bill. So they're looking and they're saying this, wait a minute, so-and-so hasn't spoken, so-and-so, these people, when they speak, they're going to poke holes in this bill. So the best thing to do is hurry up the process. And like I said yesterday, because we went to castigate that action, and we said, members of parliament, Kenyans are paying members of parliament very well. Very, very well. Kenyan members of parliament are very well paid.
Yep.
And everybody knows, every Kenyan citizen knows that. Why then would you go and abscond your responsibility of debating? Because Kenyans will want to hear you and see what your opinion is and see what you stand for. So two things happen. One, you deny Kenyans an opportunity to hear your opinions when you quickly rush it to a vote. And secondly, you deny Kenyans an opportunity to know how you have voted. So it's an acclamation, and then it's over. People want to know, how did Mbui vote? They heard me, yes, they know I opposed. But there's so many members that they don't know whether they supported or opposed. Now, because they want to, and this is normally the trick, and it's good for you to know, because they don't want to go in on record as having supported, so that when they go to their villages, they can go and say, me, I didn't support. So because they don't want that, they would rather rush the process. And that's why they waited until they looked and saw we were not very many in the house, on my members on my side, and they quickly asked for the mover to reply. That meant that even as we stand to force a division which requires over 30 members, we are around 30, 31. And then the head count is done by I don't know who did the head count, because the easiest way to confirm the number, because we are seated all over, we are not together. Some members, one member at that corner. We could have just simply said 1, 2, 3, and then we get to the last person and say, this is a number. But somebody purports to have counted. They're told, no, you are 14. The next minute, no, you are 27. As long as the number is below 30, so that we cannot have enough to force a division, that was the intention.
That was and that was what would carry the day.
Yes, because, I've seen this happen in the past. You pass a finance bill, and I'll tell you about the 2023 finance bill. It introduced something they call e-Teams. E-Teams, which is a system of, invoicing, electronic tax invoicing system, which means for you to trade with any business that pays taxes, you have to be registered under e-Teams. Now, farmers in Moranga had a meeting with their members of parliament then, and KRA, and KRA told them, you know what, you're all supposed to register so you can sell your avocado. And they were up in arms. The members said, no, come, wait a minute. This is not what we passed.
But how is that on the ground?
Imagine, and that is exactly what I told them on the floor of the House. So they don't want to hear opinions.
Came out to play later.
Yeah.
Okay.